Am I too laid back? He's saying do this. He's saying do that. He's saying go everywhere. And this is what I say. It's Devo. Are we not men? We are Devo. Okay? We evolved from little snails. We're going backwards, but it's Liberation Day. Dr. V, it's liberate. Do you feel liberated?
Not yet. We're on our way. We're on our way.
Why don't
And
you feel liberated now?
I think
What's
I'm
the
going to be
problem?
liberated of my money. That's what I'm afraid of. But
Well, it's Liberation Day. What can you do, huh? I
we're,
mean, because what we're going to do is by putting tariffs on everything, we're going to make other countries pay and give us the money.
yeah,
So you and
exactly.
I, right, we can expect big tax breaks and big amounts of money checks coming in from
Yeah,
all the tariffs because those tariffs should be, it's Liberation Day. All those
exactly.
tariffs should be coming to us, right? I'm like looking forward to it. I'm a little low on cash, Dr. V, and I'd love to do it. Right on
Happy
Spartacus. I'd love to
liberation.
do it. Send some money to Spartacus. I say right on, when you're liberated, you're like, it felt like a weight off
It's,
my shoulders knowing,
I know, it's
knowing, Dr. V, that
reduced.
President Trump is going to be there for us, for you
Absolutely.
and me and Spartacus and Guillermo and everybody else. Go ahead.
We'll be able to lower our taxes with all this money we're going to bring in. It'll help
He says
solve the
they're going to lower the
deficit.
taxes.
It'll bring
Forget that
in
they're
more
going to,
business,
yeah, but
more
they're going to end up
jobs.
raising, right, and they're going to end up raising $4 trillion off our backs. We're getting back to where it all is, okay? Come on,
Yeah.
let's be straight. I mean, I'm watching this, I'm just laughing. Oh, yeah, the tariffs. Oh, yeah, where are these taxes that everybody's coming in to save us with? I don't see it. I want to see who's going to get the tax breaks. Who's going to get the tax breaks? Are you going to get the tax breaks? No. You've already
No.
had your grants cut. Am I going to get the tax breaks? No. Why should I get a tax break? I'm just a middle American. So it doesn't matter because unless you're a billionaire, it ain't happening. And let's talk about liberation. It looks like we're about to be liberated from Elon Musk. Let me tell you something. For a
Yes. Yeah.
smart guy, a genius, he is one dummy. He's almost as dumb as Trump. Sometimes I wonder which one is dumber, okay? Trump is great. Don't misunderstand. You know, I've always said it. Trump's really great PR. He's really great at getting people's face. He's great at lying. He's great at never telling the truth. He's great that way. I give him incredible amount of credit. But he's 78 and he's lost. He's like in the back room somewhere with Uncle Albert. But you sit there, you go, but I'm watching. I'm just watching, Dr. V. I'm watching what's going on, okay? Because we got to talk about where we're going with this. So I look at Trump, I look at Musk, and Musk put $25 million into Wisconsin. Let me ask you, when was the last time you wrote a check for $25 million, Dr. V?
It's been a while.
I know
That's
it's only been a little while.
that's couch change. That's
For
couch
you,
change
I
for a
know
month.
that. It's for you. For you, it's nothing. You understand Elon Musk. So we
Exactly.
all know. And by the way, I want everybody to keep remembering as we're talking, where's Lewis? Where's Lewis? We're all looking for Lewis. I miss him. What a good guy. I really do miss him, Dr. V. I always loved the guy. I really did. Okay, so he's a really good doctor. Just so everybody knows, a good guy, a good doctor. He left us. See, couple dropped off. It was probably him. They all came on and said, we ain't talking about Lewis anymore. So we get back to Liberation Day.
Yes.
And we sit here, we go, okay, now you got Elon Musk. We're going to be liberated from him. $25 million. He threw it into Wisconsin. And the judge still, the Democratic judge still won by 10 points. It wasn't close. It wasn't close because people don't want to hear that the big boys are coming in to make their money. And understand, do you know there's a big case going on in Wisconsin that has to do with Musk? Let's throw this out to our friends here, guys, while we're talking. Musk, there's this law well, it's in a lot of states. It's here also. I don't know if it's in Pennsylvania, Dr. V. You could tell us one day that says that an independent dealer has to sell cars, that a manufacturer can't come into the state of Wisconsin and sell cars directly. That's what Tesla does. It sells them, right? It just goes right. You got to go in, you fill something out, and you try to do it. But in these states, you can't just do it. So in Wisconsin, they're trying to change it so you can sell directly to The people. They want to change it. Now, that's what Tesla does. So it makes you wonder, is he in favor of America, the South African guy
You
who
mean
had
he
no
has an
idea what
ulterior motive?
democracy is? No idea what democracy is. His dad and mom were loaded. No, a genius, but no idea what democracy is. Probably never read the Constitution. He probably looks at the Constitution. He thinks it's his morning Constitution. I have to assume that, Dr. V, because when he talks about the law, Elon Musk, he's talking about his morning Constitution. He ain't talking about our U.S. Constitution. Let's tell it the way it is, okay? You got Spartacus. So this genius, which he is so dumb that he throws this money and everybody goes, we're going against Musk. He is the greatest guy to vote against in the world because he's a liar. He won't get in front of anybody that can ask him real questions. This genius, this richest guy in the world, this guy who could throw out jive on X. I'm not on X. He can say whatever he wants. I don't care. This guy who's on X and throws all this stuff out, he can't figure this out, can he? Can he, Dr. V? Elon Musk, he doesn't understand. It's making everybody angry. He's an ass. That's not a cuss word. You can look it up in the dictionary. It's a horse type of thing. So the bottom, and it's the back of that horse. So the bottom line is you look at a guy like Musk and you go, what is he thinking? He's putting all this money in, and he is the example, Dr. V, of the billionaires who are trying to take over our world. And that's what's going on here in America. Trump is going to destroy the economy. Liberation Day, we're liberated from a good economy, everybody. We had a good economy. Wait until, remember, we were saying numbers look pretty good the other day. I go right on. I've been saying it could happen. How long have we been saying it's going to take 4 or 5 months for this, what he's doing, these breaks he's putting on, to really start biting and cutting? And that's what's going on. I mean, look at this. I know these guys, some of these car dealers, they had a great year, a great month because they're just pumping out the cars. Have you gone and driven past them, Dr. V? What you should do is, you want to see what's going on with cars? Go past car dealers, see how many new cars they have versus how many used cars they have. They were having brimming with new cars. They ain't brimming now because they're getting rid of them. You're paying retail, but you're getting it before it goes another $2,000 or $3,000. That's what's going on. Hold on, Tim. I say right on, Tim, and so does Dr. V. I can say that. India, we like India. Give me, we're there, babe. Great country, a democracy. I say right on.
What's the tariff for India? 24%?
Well, they're vicious. They're vicious. But how much? But let me ask you something. How much can they buy from us, Dr. V? You see, that's what people are missing. They don't have a major middle class like we have. They don't have lots of people making $60,000, $70,000 or even $50,000. You have the Dalit. The Dalit, remember, it's still a class system. The Dalit are the little, God hates them, according to Hindu, I think. They're the lowest caste, okay? Let's talk about what's going on out there. So you have this going on, so they don't make that much money, so they got tariffs. But what are they going to buy? They're going to buy a Cadillac? They're going to buy a Mercedes? They're going to buy even a Toyota? They can hardly buy anything. You got rich people and you got poor people. Very smart people. Wow, that country is just loaded with smart people. Just loaded with it. But you sit there and you go, wow, here we go. So what? They got tariffs. How much are we going to sell to them? And let me tell you this too. And I keep we're talking about this, Dr. V. What are they going to build these big factories everybody says they're going to build and employ Americans in 3 years? In 4 years? And why is Trump cutting back on the CHIPS Act? That was helping Intel. Intel's an American chip company. That was helping American chip builders. What are you doing, fabricators, wherever they're going? You got to focus in. You got to hit this. And of course, Svel, you can always ask a question. We love it. We love it. So I'm looking for Fells. Let me know when he does that. Okay. So we'll see where it is in there. But as we go forward, you look at this, and I'm going, the best part about all this, Dr. V, is he's crushing the economy. It's starting to come out. If you read these articles, people hate us. How long have we been talking about that? We have no friends. We are hated. The airlines aren't bringing tourists over here because they don't want to come to America. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? A great country like America, a great country like, thank you anytime, and give us a thumbs up, a great country like America. People don't want to come here for good reason, okay? Bring your friends on, guys. Bring your friends over here because we're not afraid to tell the truth. And we'll tell you straight on. But so you see, you go, wow, where are we going? Here we go. I didn't say I'm smart. Listen, Chevy, understand something. I know where my hair is. I have a whole video. Go into Just American. Dr. V's laughing. He knows. Go on to justamerican.com. I'm sorry, Just American Citizen Chevy. Check me out. Well, while we're also definitely check out Dr. V Joe Talks, but I've got a big video on there. I think you go My Face. I think that's what I titled it, My Face. Go on there, Chevy. I talk about it. I agree. Look at that. That is sad. Is that sad, Dr. V? Oh my God.
It's
Luckily, I got some
testosterone. I
hair.
told you last time. It's testosterone.
That's
Guys
what
who have
it
a lot
is.
of testosterone lose their
That's
hair.
what it is, baby.
Exactly. Right.
And the hair is, I still got color in my hair. I
That's
still got,
impressive.
but Chevy, right on. I love you. But Chevy, I mean, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got what I got. And look at this mug. I'm telling you, go onto My Face when Just America says, give me a thumbs up. I tell it straight. I look at this mug every day. I understand what I look like. So when you tell me I know what I look like. So it doesn't bum me out when you tell me I look like what I look like. Right? I love you. Give me some suggestions. Ray, I don't blame him. I don't blame him, okay? Chevy, I let my hair grow. If you go back on Just America System, back during the COVID stuff, you see my hair was really long in the back. I had nothing really when I looked even worse. In the old days, we had great hair. You could grow
Oh
your
my God.
hair, you could have it every. I had big mutton chop sideburns. Oh, what a bummer, give me. I hope you can find a good kidney. And I hope somebody can replace your kidney and give you a good one, Ted. Thanks, Ted. I love you, Ted. Thank you, because my hair is real. I wonder about Trump's, and he colors it. I don't do it. Look, it's real. I love you. Tim, bring your friends in, Tim. Thank you. I appreciate everything you're saying. Ray, we love Europe too. And Europe was always our friend, and Europe should have stayed our friend. And because of Donald Trump, they're not. We don't blame you. I'll always love Europe because Europe, well, I hope you don't turn into our enemy one day. I kind of doubt it because there's just too much shared history. But at the same time, of course you shouldn't come here. Of course you shouldn't spend your money here. Of course Canadians shouldn't spend their money here. Why would they do that? Dr. V, if you lived in Canada, would you come to America? If you lived in Britain, would you come to America? No way. If you
Elbows up.
Right, I
Elbows
can't
up.
blame them. Right, you can't blame them. You got to understand it, George. That's what happened. Ray, thank you, Ray. We love you. Bring your friends in. Svel, I agree. So you're there, and you go. What are you going to say, Doctor V? Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Have you
Okay.
got
Let
your
me.
grant money? Have you got your grant money back?
No,
Have you
but let
gotten
me.
your
Let
grant
me.
money?
I'm going to play the devil's advocate for 1 second. Okay.
Before you do, have you gotten your grant money? Have you gotten your grant money?
Uh, they the judges put a hold on the change in the indirect cost.
Yeah, but are you getting the money? That's
I
my
have the money
question.
right now. I'm recruiting subjects. I recruited a subject today. We're doing the research right now. But I was on a call earlier this morning, and a professor from a New York university, actually the New York University, came
Thank
on,
you,
and
Kid.
he was late because he said he was just an emergency meeting where they were doing a study, and 3 months before the study was to end, they got the word that it's over. Everybody got fired that day. Done. And then there was another program that they had. This isn't from NIH, this is from SAMHSA, which was to help teach clinicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants about addiction treatment. Because we have a huge need in this country for healthcare professionals to help treat patients who have addictions. And so they had this educational program set up. They got the word today, the program is over. And so these people who signed up for the course, they were told, go home, it's over. Just like that. just out of the blue. And that was today. Today at 11 o'clock, he got the word. Program just ended. Program just ended. It's terrible. It's really
Can I
what's
get down to
happening in
the
that community is
basics?
terrible.
Can I get down to the basics, Dr. V? Can I get down to the basics? Not only is Trump destroying our healthcare, and Kennedy, another lost man. Yeah, like I told you, what a genius. Good food makes people better. Okay, that's great. Real genius statement, isn't it? Sure. That's all he says was measles are exploding everywhere. But we sit here and I'm looking at this country. I just don't understand where Chippy, how you doing? I just don't understand what's going on. Oh, I understand. It's all emotion. It's all money. It's all what's for me. And it's all, I don't care. I don't like anything. Choppy, you're right. Is it Choppy? Choopy. Trump is the only hope for this
I thought it
country
was Lewis
to
for
be
a second.
flushed down the toilet. Okay, it doesn't matter. G-Dog, we don't care about the Democrats. F
I mean,
Democrats.
here's the thing, Mark. I'm in favor of cutting waste.
Tim.
I'm in favor
Right.
of cutting waste, making the government more efficient. But tell me, Mark, if you had a rash on your penis, would you cut off your whole cock? That's what they're doing right now. One of these days, you're going to look and say, "I need that thing," and it's going to be a whole lot harder sewing it back on. Now, don't stick your fingers in your ears. This is serious. What's going on in this country is serious, and we have to take it seriously. That's what they're doing right now.
I
Okay,
agree.
so we got
Chop,
it. They
chop,
chop it
chop.
off, and then they say, "Oh, where is it?" And then they want to sew it back on, and that's much harder to do
But they
after you
should
cut it
stop.
off.
Look at this guy. Look how ready. This is emotion. This is telling
That's
it
what
how
he's
he
doing.
feels.
That's what he's doing.
That is what
And
he's
again, I'm
doing.
not opposed to
Collateral damage.
taking a
Cat.
step.
Who
Well,
needs collateral
Trump is.
damage? Betty, very
You'll
good.
understand this now.
Liberal, we're not crying.
You need to be careful when you make cuts, and Trump
Right.
is no moil, right?
A moil.
He's
People
not
understand what a
moil.
moil is. That's a little chop Jewish. Let's make sure everybody remembers. It's Devo, de-evolution. We're going backwards in evolution with Trump, not forwards. We're going back to be little snails with little tails. I mean, let's get this thing straight here, okay? Big BDC, we're not crying. We're telling it like it is. Whether you agree or not doesn't matter. Tell us what it is. I mean, tell us why we shouldn't be crying. Tell us why we shouldn't be crying, BDC. MAGA, too far?
Now,
That really says a
for
lot.
our
What's
MAGA
MAGA
friends,
doing that's
for
helping us?
for our MAGA friends, I want to play the devil's advocate for a second, Mark, so you can explain
Good.
something to me. Trump says other countries are charging tariffs on our goods, and that's what's taken away American jobs. And to a certain extent, we are subsidizing the other countries where instead of them paying for military, we have to put all our gross national product in terms of supporting our military. So shouldn't they pay for their military? That shouldn't there be fairness in terms of trade if they're going to have tariffs on our goods? Shouldn't we have tariffs on their goods? So what's wrong with that? Tell me what's wrong with that idea.
You tell me can I want to, should I say something now?
You may say something.
Then I want to make sure I want you to get the questions out, which are good questions.
What's wrong with
The
reciprocal
dog, I'll
tariffs?
tell you what's wrong. Everybody forgets we were the biggest country in the world. Everybody traded with us. We had the number one economy in the world. We had
But
more
we're bleeding
friends.
all manufacturing jobs.
Wait a second. We had the number one economy in the world. You can't wall yourself off. You think you're going to put a wall of Mexico, Canada, and the Pacific and the Atlantic? Are you going to put a roof over America at the same
Iron
time so
Dome.
nobody can parachute in?
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Iron
let's
Dome.
understand. You can't wall yourself. There aren't enough people here. There is an interdependence in the world, Joe. You can't get away from it. Everybody can sit there and go, well, America first. It's America worse. When you break away from the world hates you. When the world hates you, they don't want to trade with you.
Do we
We
have to
got to
pay them
trade
to
with
like
them.
us? Do we have
They're
to
not
pay them to
buying.
like this?
They're not buying F-16s. They don't want to buy F-16s anymore. The South Carolina, I was just down there. They build F-16s there. What are they going to do when they start losing employment? I'm hearing them worried about the port down in South Carolina. What happens there? And the high speed, what do you mean they better act like it? Let me tell you something, high speed. You're going to be paying more money because of Trump, because Trump thinks you should pay an additional $4,000 for a car, because Trump thinks you should pay an additional hundreds and hundreds of dollars for TVs and stuff. And after all, Trump and his Secretary of the Treasury go, Americans deserve more than just cheap stuff. What are we getting? We're buying everything. Air conditioning's more expensive, Secretary of the Treasury. Is that cheap stuff? How about TVs? Well, that's cheap stuff. How about heaters, Secretary of the Treasury? That's cheap stuff. I mean, let's make sure we talk low like they do, and they come on and they go, it's no question about it. I mean, it's the way it is. And you disagree with me, you're wrong. WRONG. That's what they say. That's what they come on with it. Let's understand. I agree. F-16s aren't that good anymore. What are you,
Well,
Jeremiah? Go
I
back
have
to
to
the
disagree with
beginning and
high
see.
speed.
Right, we're waiting for Lewis. Juan, go on. A
I
big deal where China doesn't build in silence, Philip. China is so locked in with money, with real estate. Understand the Chinese are so smart. They got a great culture, and they're really focused on AI and stuff. But their people have got so much money locked into their real estate. Look at the pictures of these gigantic apartment buildings. Go bye-bye. Hopefully he'll be back. I think Dr. V got a call. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you see these big buildings, and nobody's in them. And when nobody's in them, they're not making money on them, and these people don't want to make their mortgage payments. And the cities and towns which got involved in it said goodbye. So you have these gigantic buildings in mainland China that they're stuck with it. So they're trying to turn around the way what they did, and now they're getting heavily involved in AI. If you think you can underestimate the Chinese, you're crazy. If you don't think the Chinese can take Taiwan tomorrow, you're crazy. I don't know why we really should get in the middle of it. I've always had a problem with it. I just don't understand why we don't deal with the Chinese. I mean, we're dealing with the Russians. Have you seen what's going on there? They just keep bombing Ukraine. They don't care. Who cares about Ukraine? Ball game over, gone. I think Dr. V's left us for good. I don't know what happened there. Ball game gone. There it is. No, she's not my hero, BDC Crockett. She's kind of funny on some of the stuff she says. But hey, I mean, do I hear you, Dr. V?
I can hear you. I'm back, I
I
think.
can't see you.
You
I
can't
can
see
hear you. I
me.
can't see
I
you.
can see you.
I can't. You're not on here, Dr. V.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
We hear you can keep talking. This is like Max Headroom. Everybody remember when Dr. V was Max Headroom? Well, here he is as hidden Max Headroom. The invisible Max Headroom, Dr. V. So we'll hear Dr.
I
V off
know.
to jump in. I don't know when you're going to
Back
want
from
to do it.
talking with Trump, he said that he's going to bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States. It's going to be the golden age of the American economy, and it's going to help our national security. After all, we don't make enough antibiotics in this country. And what if we're at war with some country
It
like
does,
India that makes
BBC.
all our antibiotics? We would be stuck. We got to make stuff
Jeremiah,
here in
you're
this
wrong.
country. It's
Oh,
a
you're
national
wrong. And
security
meanwhile,
problem.
right, not only that, Dr. V, I have somebody in here saying we're building F-47s. This is the new plane, the new fighter plane that Trump was talking about. We're not building those yet. If you think we're building those, they just got the contract, Boeing. How are they building it if they just got the contract? The F-47s are 10 years off, whatever. It's so far to go. Come on. Adam, angry? I am angry. And I may be a little bit loud, but I'll tell you this. I love our country. I'm just an American citizen. And if you go on my just an American citizen, you'll see I've been there 11 years because this is a great country, because this country's got a constitution that nobody else has, because this country has a Bill of Rights that nobody else has, because this country accepts people and brings them in and makes them a part of the country, because it doesn't matter in this country what you look like, how where you go, what you think, unless you're you want to kill things and destroy things. All that matters is you want to be an American because you believe in the Bill of Rights. You believe in the Constitution. That's what makes this country so great. But let me ask you something. And you guys are all looking at this now. What do you mean I'm lost? Who are you kidding? Mark and Dr. V are friends. We're pledge brothers, Tim. BDC, you're just talking. You have not given us 1 point. You come in, you go, hey, oh, fraudding. I love when people do it. Some people say my hair's bad. Some people say my nose is bad. But you don't give me anything. What is so good about tariffs, BDC? Show me in history, in American history, where all these tariffs across the board, 60 countries with our friends, make sense. Tell me when you go and break deals that Trump made, he starts them over again, makes sense. Guy, Volps does make great spaghetti. That's what I was told. Okay? That's what I was told.
So,
BDC, there are no jobs forthcoming. They're left coming. They're gone. Watch it over the next 4 or 5 months. Don't fall for Trump's jive. Just because he says it, it's over. Okay? There's already a working prototype. So what? There's a working prototype's high. I had to be for Boeing to win the award, but that doesn't mean anything. There was a working prototype, bro, of the F-35s, which we've gotten out, and we still have problems with the F-35s, and they've been going, what, 10 years, 11 years? So that's what that is. Come on, it's reality. It's building this stuff. It's changing it unless AI makes it better. Come on. Okay, thank you, Tim. I mean, we're just upfront about this. You're not telling me where I'm wrong. I don't know about time pass. Without a trial, they're building them. Yeah, no, they just will be starting, but they got to make sure it works first. High speed. There's no necessary. Joe, you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear
Good. I
me?
want to make sure. High
I
speed.
got
They're
a
not
green
building
screen
them.
now. How did that happen? I got a big screen now behind me.
Wow. Wow.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. Visibly, anybody who eats Jello, you talk about brain rot. Jello gives you brain rot. Visibly, Jello, a jelly. I'll call it Jello. But we appreciate brain rot. Come on, dude. Agree? Like, come on. Does the tariffs with us refer? No. It's what everybody's forgetting is this. Wrong. It hasn't been put to work high speed. Show me where it's gone in the air, put to work, and landed. When you can show me that high speed, low drag, I'll say I was incorrect. I've been incorrect. Show me. Jeremiah, we always built things here, but that was in the old days when you're sitting there and there was nobody, there were no other countries, but we're interdependent. This is an interdependent world. You can't walk away from it. We have neighbors. We deal with them. We make it cheaper for them. They make it cheaper for us. And what everybody keeps forgetting, so what? It's been flown high speed. It had to have been flown for them to get the contract, but it's not the fighter you can put in the air. It's not the fighter. You see high speed. I'm putting out the facts. You're not, but you want me to come out of the hole. I want you to come out of the hole. But I recognize how you feel and respect it. And thank you about that. Bilal, right, we are going to number 2. We used to be number 1. It was called the American century. It was called the greatest country in the world economically. It was called the country that all the people, all the democracies revolved around. It was called the country that you could call on your friends to help you. It was called the country that when 9/11 happened, does everybody remember 9/11? When 9/11 happened, we were surrounded by our NATO friends who backed us. How about when the Iranians went in and, does anybody remember this? Probably not, bro. When the Iranians went in and took over our embassy, it was the Canadians that snuck out some of the people. Nobody else. No other country stood up. It was Canada, our friends. Our friends. We have no friends anymore. Why would they do it? Now what they would do is they call Trump and say, hey, Trump, I want a deal. I'll get your people out of the embassy, but I'll do this. But I need you to give me more oil and gas or whatever, okay? Or pull off your tariffs. Here we go. Okay, here we go. And it's horrible. They can't do anything, Mark. And Jeremiah, I think we are. I think we are right on. Look, guys, if I'm wrong, understand something. If Joe and I are wrong, we're on record. Are you guys on record? We're on record. You can come back to us. You can say, I watched your live stream 5 months ago. You were wrong about this, right about that. I don't care, but we're not afraid to put it out there. Right, Joe? We see the
Right.
facts. This is what our opinions are. And let me tell you this. You can say, yeah, old guys. Old guys. So what? We've been around. We've got experience. History rhymes. It's not just STEM that hasn't been taught in American schools. It's American history. I mean, did you see he's taking over the Smithsonian? Trump's going to have Vance. That sick guy. He's really sick. Writes a book called Trump, American Nazi, kisses his butt so he can be vice president, and comes in and puts all that money in his pocket. I mean, talk about hypocrisy. Have any of you ever been to the Smithsonian? What a great museum. Zillions of them. I mean, zillions of different ones. Great. Trump's talking about the National Women's Museum. Hey, Joe, did you know that the National Women's Museum won't be open for 10 years? How can you be mad about a museum that isn't open for 10 years? Right?
Yep.
It isn't. That's just what it is. Okay? It's great. Let me tell you, Ray, we have nothing left of the economy. It's going to be really bad. It would be really bad. Please remember to dance. I don't know what dancing Israelis have to do with this. I don't know if they can dance that well. I like good dancers, but I'll tell you this, Joe can't dance. He tried to dance when the Eagles were going for the Super Bowl. Luckily, unfortunately, we saw him. He rapped and he danced.
I was
He
rapping.
rapped and he danced. Oh my
Go back and
gosh.
look at it. I had it going on.
He was cooking. I
was
mean, I didn't
cooking.
know what he was going to do. The problem is when you're this old, if you start rapping for more than like a minute or two, you run out of breath and then you have problems. Right? Yeah, right. You're right about that, Alec. The idiots removed pictures of the Enola Gay because of DEI. Think
Yeah.
about that. Enola Gay. The Enola Gay dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but it said gay. That's what's going on in the Smithsonian. They want to get rid of Jackie Robinson. They want to get rid of all of our history. Understand, America's got great history. What an incredible history we've got. We've done so many bad things, but so many more great things, okay? And we've had so many great leaders and so many people to get us through what we've got to get through. We have led ourselves and the world into some of the greatest time, the most peaceful time in the world's history, pretty much, when it's been international like this, when America led it. But now we just throw it out because why? Remember this, guys, and you can keep saying what you want. It is going up, David, and it's going to take 4 months. 4 months we go. Magnus, we have a great history. I'm sorry. Jeremiah, I don't agree with you. If you're saying that, we have a great history. But guys, where are we going? Our national security has been destroyed. We have dummies running our national security, putting our secrets on signals so that everybody can see it. Genius. We have a guy coming in who's president of the United States who puts on tariffs. How long ago did we talk about the Depression, Joe? You put tariffs on, you had a depression in America. Wow, I'm pointing because do we use our brains anymore, or do we just play with the emotion and the guts and the heart? Do we ever sit back and try to be smart about this? Most people had jobs. Tell me in 6 months where all the jobs are. Let me know on this. I don't know what anybody's doing. Anybody can vote for whomever they want. Trillions of dollars missing from DOD? Nope. How about this? What about the Social Security? What about all these people, all these frauds in Social Security? Meanwhile, when you're dead, Social Security cuts you off in a second. I've had to deal with it a couple times. No, I'm not dead yet. But I haven't died a couple times. Knock on wood. I'm so happy it hasn't happened yet. I love life. Every day is so great, especially living in this country and having great friends like my pledge brother, the guy you can't see, Joe Volpicelli.
Still here.
What? I know you're still
No,
there.
I'm still here. I got a beautiful green screen.
Mindy,
I
what's
look so
happening?
good, and you can't see me. I'm so disappointed.
Right. High speed, all you do is say things about me or about others, but you don't talk about the facts, high speed. You get handled all this facts and you go, well, I'll call you names. That's a MAGA move. What good is that? It doesn't do you any good. Let me tell you though, I am a MAGA person. Did you see the MAGA hats they were wearing in Greenland? Make America go away. How great was that? How great was that? And I still believe, and you have to look at it, when Bill Maher said last Friday about how these guys all dress with the red ties, and it's what Trump says is the way it is. And if he walked out of the bathroom with the zipper down, nobody would tell him because they'd be afraid, but they would all walk with their zippers down together. That's what MAGA has turned into in the House and the Senate, a cult. People who are afraid to tell the truth. You got a couple, it's just like the lawyers. You got these big law firms giving up $100 million to help Trump because otherwise Trump's going to put him out of business. They can't stand up. These guys who are making $10, $20 million a year, the big guys, they don't want to give it up. They obviously didn't put their money away, or maybe they have too many houses. Look, you got to decide what you want to do with your life, and every business has to make its own decision. And I will respect whatever any business does. But these law firms, I saw their old websites. They said these guys were rolling over to Trump. They sat there and said, we don't roll over. We deal with the law. We help people who need help with the law, and we do it correctly. And these guys are rolling over because of cash, the old capitalistic thing. Don't tell me that it's socialism. It's capitalism. And when Trump destroys this country, economy, which is what he's doing, guys, you can say whatever you want to say about this. But when he destroys the economy, which he's already starting to do, come back to me and let me know how happy you are when Trump and his boys are buying the economy. Let's use an example. Crypto. Everybody loves crypto, right? Have you all watched crypto? They want to do this stable coin. A stable coin, those of you who know about crypto, I'm not an expert, but I know generally what it is. A stable coin is supposed to be pegged to the dollar, so it's stable. But they're keeping Tether, which is a separate stable coin, out of this deal they're trying to do. Why? Because Trump's going to make massive money out of it. Trump and his sons. And not only that, this guy Lutnick, his Secretary of Commerce, his son is doing the same thing. So we've got really, you want to talk about people who are just taking money? This guy's supposed to be president of the United States, and he's setting it up so he can put all that cash in his pocket. This guy's going to sell his Trump media. Did you see? They put it out there so that he can sell whenever he wants to, so he can put billions in his pocket. This guy who he and his wife put out these little souvenir coins and put millions and millions of dollars in their pockets, that's helping you and me. That's helping America. Call me what you want to call me. Tell me I got no hair, but you can't say otherwise. What I'm saying is the truth. It's right there. And when Meta owns us and Amazon owns us and Google owns us, it'll be just like it was with the Standard Oil Trust. Do you guys know history? Let me throw it out to you. The Standard Oil Trust, you've heard of Exxon, you've heard of American Oil Company, Chevron, all that stuff came out of the Standard Oil Trust. Okay, that was the Rockefellers. And they built this incredible trust where they would drill the oil, send it out, do everything, whatever it took. They zillions, and it had to be broken up. That's what's going on here. Because when you see these guys give $1 million, at least minimum, to Trump to take care of his inauguration, what do you do at that point? When they then jump in and want the cash? Because when you crush America and you crush the American economy, where's the money going to go? Who's going to have the money to pick up the pieces? Mark Zuckerberg will. And understand something. Once again, I got nothing against these guys. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They know how to make money. They're pure capitalists. But if you think these people are happy being in the old days, we always used to think, these guys get really rich and all they want to do is fund museums. They want to fund libraries. They want to do stuff to help people and help America. Not these people. They throw money out there, but this is to get bigger, to get richer, to have more control. You don't think a guy like Musk is putting 25 million or however much into Wisconsin because he doesn't want control? Because he doesn't want power? Let me tell you. You should never destroy anything that somebody else owns physically. But watching Trump's sales go down, I'm sorry, not Trump, Musk's sales go down in China and everybody else, everywhere else, it makes me very happy because nobody deserves it more than Musk. The South African who did not grow up with a constitution, who did not grow up with democracy and doesn't understand it, just grew up rich, had it his parents divorced, he made his money, he went somewhere, he's a genius, but what has he done for America except fire people? Let me tell you something. We got a lot of great Americans in this country. And the way they are just firing these Americans, I talk to them. The way they talk about them, Joe, the way they say these Americans are just waste. What are we talking about? These are Americans working like dogs, helping Americans out there to take care of Americans. And you talk this way about them, and then Musk goes on Fox. Where's this woman that they say runs Doge? She's disappeared. She never showed up. She was in Mexico. Now where is she? They lay BS on us, and everybody in the cult wants to fall for it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. It's great. It's going to have, it's not what if is of house high speed. It's what is happening. Deal with the facts, my friend. Deal with the facts. Ray, what happened? Those are our friends, except for China. China wasn't going to get rid of our dollars, and the United Kingdom wasn't going to get rid of our dollars, and Japan wasn't. But can you blame them now? How can they trust America? How can they trust the American dollar? How can they trust anything America says? And remember, the rest of the world's going to start just going out nuclear. Why wouldn't they? If you were Japan and you couldn't trust America, wouldn't you go nuclear or think about it? If you're South Korea and you see the young un over in North Korea doing this thing, Trump's saying they're great, wouldn't you consider nuclear? I know how they feel. If you see what Ukraine did giving up nuclear and Russia came in, so Ukraine gets handled, you wouldn't do that? Of course. These guys are all going to be looking. We're going to have a breakout of nuclear around the world. It's just happening, and you can't blame people for not doing it. And then where's our defense? We, of course, have no batteries. We have batteries that are from like 100 years ago. We don't know how to take the sun's rays and do anything with it. We don't know how to take solar energy and put it into a car. These battery cars, you had solar energy, you wouldn't have to worry about charging it, would you? So that's where the brains are in this country. These guys are so busy thinking about, are we not men? We are Devo de-evolution. You can't laugh about it. It's the truth. Mark, who invented communism? Nobody invented it. It's a name. There's communism, there's socialism, there was USSRism. I mean, all those isms were there. Nobody invented it. Yet Karl Marx, Marxism. I mean, who knows, right? It's just, they do it. Hey, Pat, I did watch the Doge interview with Brett Baer. They lied. Come on, Pat. He went on there and started talking about all these companies that have been started by the SBA that are kids that are like 15, 16 years old. LIE, lie. Where is the proof? Show me the proof. They talked about all the Social Security, all the money. There's no money going out. So they found out there's no Social Security fraud. So then they sit there and go, wow, look, they put this chart up. Look at all, listen to this, Pat. They said, look at this chart. Look at all these people. And thank you all for watching us. I love you all. And so does Dr. V, even though he's hidden behind the curtain. He's really Oz. He's the Wizard of Oz. He's just sitting there. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Pat, how am I delusional, Pat? Pat, tell me how I'm delusional. I don't understand. I watched it, Pat. And that's the bottom line. That's where we are with this thing, okay? What proof? Seeking, I don't have to give proof. Doge has to give proof. If Doge is up there and saying, this is what's going on, let's see them. How about the one when they said it was, what was it, like $10 billion, Dr. V, and it was like $10 million? How about these people? I mean, I just don't see where you guys are coming up with this. Doge has nothing. They were talking about, what was it, it wasn't so. Yeah, it was the Social Security, but the businesses and oh, I'm sorry, how there's so many people are signing up for Social Security. Well, we've talked about this before, Dr. V and myself. You don't have to be an American to sign up for Social Security. If you're a legal immigrant, you have to sign up for Social Security in America. You work, you sign up for Social Security. Do you get paid Social Security? No. But you have to pay into Social Security. These legal immigrants pay in, and that money goes to Americans. So that's the truth, Pat. Look it up, Pat. Okay? Look it up, my friend. And I really appreciate you putting stuff in here. I'm happy you're raising it, but look it up. That's what's going on. Okay? That's the bottom line here. And when you see the facts, these guys just come in and they throw stuff out, they lay out the BS, and they figure the way. That's what Trump said years ago. I say it, and then it doesn't matter from there, because the more I say it, the more people are going to believe it, whether it's true or not. That's like Zara. I love you too. Thank you. Then, Liberation Day. We're liberated from our money. Seeking trades, if you don't pay into it and you're illegal, you may have a problem and may find yourself down in El Salvador. And let's talk about this one guy who went to El Salvador. Did you hear about this, Dr. V? Dr. V, we got Max Headroom behind the curtain there. This guy is sitting there in the El Salvador. I don't know if you all heard this, in El Salvador, in the jail. And the wife didn't know it. Suddenly she sees this picture. He had something on his tattoo somewhere on it. And I would tell everybody, you better get rid of all tattoos, even if it just says mom. And she saw it was him. So they raised the issue. And the U.S. government says this: we were wrong. We shouldn't have sent that dude there. He was here in America legally. He was here in America. We don't do what ifisms, high speed. I'm talking fact, baby. Listen to this, please. Okay? He was here. His son had autism. Son or daughter has autism. His wife works. He worked. Got picked up and zipped out. Now, the government says it was wrong. They shouldn't have done it. Okay? But they say we can't get him back. Now, what a liar. If the U.S. government can't tell El Salvador to stick a guy on a plane or on a car and zip him back to America because we sent him there by mistake and we're not going to pay for his rent, they'll send him back. They wouldn't say no to America. But what they do is Trump lies. Look what's going on in his arguments. And that's what's so much fun about this. I want you guys to listen to this, okay? I want you to come on. I want you guys to go into that and understand what's going on. First, they said they shipped these guys out under the Alien and Enemies Act, which is back from John Adams' time in the late 1700s. And they said they rounded them up and they shipped them out because they knew that they could do it. That they were not entitled, I'm sorry, to due process. Due process meaning the right for a hearing. They said they're not entitled to due process, out the door. Now they're saying in this appeal, watch this, guys. Please listen and watch this. I love the legal stuff. Now they're saying on the appeal, well, these people who went to El Salvador were entitled to due process, but due process can only be provided in America. So since we've taken them out of America, we can't give them due process. So you want to hear that? Listen to the hypocrisy, okay? Whether or not you agree that people should be out, I think we had to have tough borders. I agree with all that. But look at the argument here. First, they're saying we got rid of them because they had no right to due process. Now they're saying in the same case, well, they have a right to due process, but not in El Salvador, only in America. So in other words, they had a right to due process, but they threw them out of America so they couldn't exercise that right. And now they're over in El Salvador and going, well, they can't exercise it there. So the hypocrisy is outrageous. Can't you just do it the right way? Can't you just get rid of those bad illegal immigrants the right way? Can't you just take care of Americans? How about the Americans who work? Can't you just sit there and say, I'm not just going to fire everybody and send you a letter and tell you you're dirt. I know you're working hard. I know you care about your job. Everybody works 100 hours a day. Private business. Try to do this in private business. You know how badly they'd be sued? That's what I love about this. Everybody's going, wow, there are 100 suits against Trump for firing all these people. Of course there are. They would sue Musk. They would sue anybody because it's not true what they're doing. They're saying you did a horrible job and so many of them did a good job and have it in writing in their records. That's what's going on in this country. It's the rich, the wealthy doing everything they can to take you and me under the boot, and then take from you and me and maybe drop us some breadcrumbs. That's what's going on. And I'm telling you again, I respect these people. I know they're wealthy. Most of them have earned it for real. Okay, but that doesn't mean they should crush the rest of the country and sit there and go, well, I could drop a couple million here to go to the inauguration. I could do a couple of million there. I could drop 100 million over here and do pro bono work for Trump. A billionaire, right? That's what it is. Uh-huh. Well, you see, David, I mean, high speed, we're hitting it right on. Be like, I don't know who. Let's go Giants. I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a Ravens fan. I'm Mark. Mark, I'm sorry you're crying. I suppose that's what it is. Pat, it's not a matter of taking the money. It's not letting you make money, my friend. And when they crush your company, when all of a sudden people are out of business and people aren't going out to the restaurant as much and they're not buying stuff as much, and it slowly works. It's the wave. This doesn't happen in one day. We've been saying it since December. It just slowly works in. It slowly works in. And this guy gets laid off, and that guy gets laid off. Then that guy doesn't buy something, and that guy doesn't buy something. And it just works its way through. And that's what's starting to happen. And it's going to slowly happen. It's going to be endemic because people, when they get nervous, everybody gets nervous. When you see your friend down the road having a problem, when you see other people having issues, you get nervous. And please go on Just an American Citizen. I've had all this stuff right there. We've been on this for the last year or two. When it comes to the national security, it's been for the last few years. We've been right on top of it. Please go on there and subscribe. Please bring your friends in. We appreciate so many people listen to us. We were having some really long views here. You guys are great. We're getting some really great comments. And please go to Dr. V. Joe Talks and put a comment in there and say, where are the videos? And where's Lewis? Are you still there?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Go live in the Philippines. I ain't living in the Philippines. How can we? We were going to help defend the Philippines, but we can't do it anymore. So it won't be cheap there when the Chinese go in and take out their Navy. I look like Mike Krasinski. I should be a smart. I don't know. Watchdog, maybe you need a trade school. Nothing wrong with that. Money rules, integrity is right. You're right, Mark. David G., well, I don't know why you lost $400,000 over Biden. Did you work? I mean, did you pay your employer to work? How can you lose that money? I don't understand. Maybe you had a company. I feel horrible if you had a company, but how's that Biden? Okay, Biden came in after, as we were coming out of the pandemic. Did you lose money during the pandemic, David G.? You're going to say you made lots of money? There's some there seeking trades. But what was big deal? We have troops at NATO. You think Trump would do anything to support Europe and protect Europe? Of course not. Please give us thumbs up. I appreciate it. We got troops everywhere. You think they're going to do it? They weren't going to do it. Real estate. I'm really worried about real estate. Here we go, Jay. Pillow guy, everybody tells me this. And keep this in mind, too. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, I say it every time. They're going to destroy our housing, whatever we have left of the housing market. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac account for, I believe, around 70% of most of the housing, of most of the loans and everything that are in housing. You have a guy named Mr. I don't know his first name, Ryland, 38-year-old guy, great, he's young. His daddy was loaded. His grandfather was loaded right on. It was Ryland Homes. I still remember the ads. I assume they made pretty good houses. I didn't buy one, but right on, they did well. He comes in, he takes Fannie and Freddie, is basically crushing it. He's taken the board of Fannie and fired most of them there, taking the board of Freddie, fired most of them there, is putting it together. And this is what's going on. And I've been saying this for a long time, guys. Don't ignore it. The rich, wealthy people who have bought with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, remember, you make a loan, you give it to Fannie, they take it and put it together as a bond. They sell the bond to people, to your pension funds, to your 401ks, whatever it is. And they say, we're the American government. We're going to guarantee that these payments are made to you from these Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac bonds. That's why you know you can get a 30-year loan. That's why you know when you buy those bonds in your pension fund, or people in the pension funds buy it, or the government funds buy it, you know that it's going to be paid. But now, if Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac go private, because now they're coming together, because these wealthy guys who bought the stock, remember, during the crash under George Bush, I'm going to say a Republican, but he definitely blew it. But I don't care if he's a Republican, he's an American president. He looks like he's a good guy to have a drink with. But when you sit down and you see what happened there, now with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went under, they got taken over by the government. They're pumping pumping massive money into the government, massive monies into the government. They've repaid everything it costs, and doing Shane, you're right. That's what they're going to do, and they're going to turn around and do this. And now, if they go private, that means these people who paid $1, $2, $3, $4, the wealthy billionaires who paid that for the stock will get an incredible payoff. An incredible payoff. Once again, Trump paying off his buddies that way. An incredible payoff. People won't ignore it, it isn't. And then when Fannie and Freddie come together, and now it's private, where do you think you're going to get your loans? You may get a 5-year loan, maybe a 7-year loan. It'll be adjustable. It'll be buy 30-year loans. And who's going to buy their bonds? Keep this in mind. This is what's going to happen. When this merger happens, assuming it happens, they're going to say to Congress, I need you to guarantee our bonds. You'll hear it. I need you. That's the rich guys who are going to take over Fannie and Freddie. I need you to guarantee my bonds. Listen to me. I'm going to say it again, because they will take those bonds and try to sell it out to people, for pension funds to buy it. The BlackRocks, the Blackstones, all, and I got nothing against them. I don't blame them for asking. You ask, if you get the moon, you get the moon. But hopefully we say no, because nobody's talking about this. They're going to sit there and say, we want American government guarantees. And why do I know that? Because back during the crash in 2010, 11, when the banks were stuck and the government was stuck with all the foreclosures, remember there were zillions of foreclosures, and the government was stuck with all these properties. They're called REOs, real estate owned. It was owned by the government, and the government had to get rid of it, but they couldn't because nobody wanted it. So they said to these guys who put the money up, look, you put the money up, I'll guarantee the bonds you put out there. So they let these people come in, and maybe we needed it to get the market moving at that point. They let these people come in, they buy these properties, they bundle them up, they make them into bonds, and then they send them out and say, don't worry, we'll pay you on these because the federal government is guaranteeing us. And they guaranteed it for a long time. So that's what's going to happen here. That's how you're guaranteed. Think about that. Do you think the government would guarantee your mortgage to you? Do you think the government would guarantee your loan on a car? No way. But if you're wealthy, they would. If you had billions, they would. If you were the Secretary of the Treasury and had hundreds of millions, they would. Because he sits there and goes, we're not just here for TVs. We're here for this and that. You watch them with the nose up and they do all that kind of stuff because to them it doesn't. This is what they want. Crash the economy. Take the remains. Put it in their pocket. Drop a few little crumbs for everybody and we go on from there. That's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening. Jay, that's how I feel. High speed, who cares if they're investigating members of Congress? People should investigate Doge. How about Elon Musk, who went out to India, who had a problem getting a contract in India? Trump sets it up, so he goes and meets with Modi, and he now gets 2 contracts or big meetings or something like that. That's what Doge should be investigating, is Musk, and how he's using his power to put the money in his pocket. Okay? It's just that simple. Well, I don't know. In 71, we were taking off the gold standard. Maybe seeking. I can't tell you. Maybe, maybe not. Is Elon out of Doge, Jeremiah? They all say he's not official in Doge, but he is. Do you see that woman there? Please give us thumbs up. We love him, whether you agree with us or not. Do you see that woman there who's supposed to be in charge of Doge? She was in Mexico, wasn't she? Where is she now? Do you even know her name? Another lie that the government throws at us. These guys are lying to us, and people are just rolling over thinking lies are good. Is that how you feel? I hope not. I really hope not. I'd be very bummed, okay, if that happened. But that's where we are. So, Joe, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, it's time to start saying I love everybody, and let's get ready because we're going to be seeing, let me just double check, housing, green go. Oh, and get ready. Hey, if I were you, I'd go and buy a lot in Greenland and make sure you're set to build a house in Greenland, because when we take over Greenland, because we got to take over Greenland, right? Your lot will be worth a whole lot more. And then we'll find out that the Trumps bought a whole lot of land on Greenland beforehand also, just like they're doing the setup with the crypto, putting all their money in their pocket. Incredible. Incredible. Here we go. That's where we are. So get ready. 10% tariffs, more tariffs, 60 countries, more people hating us. Goodbye, the American century. Goodbye, the American economy. Goodbye, American national security. Goodbye, the rule of law, because we just ship people out of the country, and who cares? Even when we're wrong, we just leave them there. Goodbye, the rule of law. And now what we're going to do is what? Get rid of the judges because we don't like what the judges say? Because Trump breaks the law with so much of the stuff he does, and the judges, people file suit against him? What's the issue? That's how the game works, right? I get it. There wasn't a judge down in Texas, right, Joe, who didn't like mifepristone and just talked about abortionists, knew that people had no standing, and came up with one of the most ridiculous of decisions of all time on mifepristone. Even the Supreme Court overturned them, and he'll do anything. They'll run everybody there to get his decisions. How's that different than the Democrats? It's all the same. It's all the same. So, hey, and I'll remember this, guys. If you think you're going to shut down some courts, wait till the Democrats come into power. You don't think they're going to start shutting people down? You don't think they're going to start shutting down judges? You don't understand. We've got to come together. We got to come together. The bottom line is, as weird as it sounds these days, as they said with the Young Bloods, and Jesse Colin Young died died the other day. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Learn to love one another right now. Okay? That's where we are. I love America. I love you all. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for commenting. We're back on Sunday at 11 every Sunday. Something's going to happen with Dr. V. I don't know if he went to a VPN again, or I'm going to have to put him on his max headroom. We love you. Dr. V loves you. Another great commentary. But I'm telling you, if you think we're wrong, come into the live stream and told us, huh? Thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much. Pat, I'm not dividing anything. We tell it like it is, and we appreciate your comments and everybody else's. And Joe, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And that's the way it is.
Period.
We'll see y'all. Please tell your friends about us. Please tell everybody about us. And next time we will have our album of the week. We'll see you Sunday. Put in comments. Just an American citizen, and subscribe. Comments into Joe Talk, Dr. V Joe Talks, and Where's Lewis? Thank you, Sinking. We appreciate it. Thank you. We appreciate it all. Sunday. The greatest community online. And that's the way it is.
Period.
We'll see you all Sunday. Thank you very much. Whoops, not supposed to do it that way. Ooh, as always, really technical.